Guys, urgent update on the market. The market is tanking. The market is crashing just as we expected. I hope you guys are printing with us. We've been absolutely killing it. We've been calling for this market crash around 120 to 125k, and it's playing out perfectly, right? We're now down to 89k. Just the other week, it feels like just the other week we were at 120k. Everyone was frothing at the mouth, everyone was bullish, and we were actually looking to play short positions, right? So, been absolutely killing it. Bitcoin now is in $34,000 profit, 923%. Render still only 79%, so I still feel like there's a lot of a long way down for a lot of these altcoins as BTC starts to come down. 79% render. Ethereum 146%, pretty good. So that's around $20,000 in profit at the moment. World Liberty Finance is also taking its time coming down. I think it is going to come down, but it's 71% at the moment. I think this is going to be 300, 400, 500, 600% in the coming weeks or months. We'll see. Not financial advice as always. XRP is starting to come down. So if you saw, I actually posted the exact trade setup that we took on XRP. So congratulations if you're in with us on that. 182%, so around $16,000 on that. And then Sui, we've been in for a long time now. You guys know I'm holding Sui down to the ground, and that is currently in $17,000, $18,000 profit. We also sold our spot on Sui around $4.50. So what's the price today? $1.55. So really good sell on that Sui spot sell as well, because I think we got that under $1 and we sold it close to a 4 or 5x. So looking good, guys. Looking good. I'm still sitting on my shorts for now. I'm not panicking. I still think we have a lot of downside. I think the death cross that we've been talking about has been playing out. Remember I posted my video the other day. I think BTC was like 98k, 99k or something. And I said, look, when the death cross happened last cycle, Bitcoin dropped 25% in price. And if we look at here, see where it crossed here. It was actually a few days after, so it was after the death cross happened, we did tank a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 5 to 6 days before we really crashed. So it was on the Thursday that we really crashed going into the Friday. And that's when we had the big drawdown. So if we work out again, I know we've already done this, but just for anyone that's new. So the death cross happened here at 44k, and we came down 25%. In a very short amount of time. Then we had the relief rally, okay? So remember that, okay? We had the relief rally straight afterwards. So remember that, because that's a potential trade setup that I'm looking. So death cross was here. So 1, 2, 3. It's almost repeating history to the T, I swear. So technically, 2 or 3 days, we may drop 20%. Let's have a look and work that out. If this repeats to the day, it's gonna be crazy. So the death cross happened here, and the death cross happened here. So around 95k is where the death cross happened. So last cycle we came down 25%, which brings us to our target of 71, 72k. Are we gonna hit 72, 73k in the next few days or weeks? I don't think anyone's expecting that, right? I keep seeing people buy the dip. Altcoin season's coming. I don't think anyone is expecting that. And that would wreck so many people. Look how many longs are still getting liquidated right now. There's so much hope and euphoria still in the space. Not euphoria. I'd say there's a lot of hope. And when you get used to Bitcoin being above 100k, it does feel abnormal for it to be at 90k. But that's not how smart money in Wales think. Smart money will think this is probably coming to 45k. I'm going to sell at 90k. And just double my holdings at 45k, right? So I'm going to double up. Whereas a lot of the holders and the hopers will hold all the way down and just DCA at 90k and DCA at 85k. Yeah. So are we going to see that in the next few days? Let's see. History is repeated so closely on the charts. We basically copied last cycle's exact moves. We spotted that so early as well. We spotted that in February of this year. And it's almost scary how it's played out exactly as it did last cycle. So, there's a lot of weight on this death cross, right? Because the market's been playing out how it did last cycle. We had the death cross and it dropped 25%. So maybe we are about to drop 25%. Not only that, you can probably see I've put here my wedge technical target. So this is the wedge that we would trade in this cycle. And it was pretty nice to trade. Let's see, it was resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. And we've kind of closed below this wedge, and the technical target for that wedge is 78k. I would say 78k down to 76k, and then also our target from the def cross is 72k. So a really nice range here for a potential bounce, and I'm going to be looking for a potential trade. I don't know when I'm going to trade. I don't know, maybe I'll ladder into it slowly and not try and time it, right? Maybe I'll do lower leverage and just DCA into a long position here for a bounce, guys, not for another bull run. I'll post in my Discord exactly what trade I'm taking, how much leverage I'm taking. Obviously, I'm still in my shorts at the moment, right? So these have been going crazy. I mean, how much are we on now? 132k equity, floating P&L 47,000. With my other accounts, I've got shorts on Coinbase, I've got shorts on Asta. With my other accounts, I think I'm up around $160,000. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy just in a few weeks. So you see, you can make money on the way down as well as money on the way up, right? So you can make money in both directions. And now this gives me a lot of money to buy the Bitcoin crash, right? Because let's say I made 160,000. If Bitcoin comes down to my target, I can buy 3 whole Bitcoin just from shorting with this USDT, right? So you can make, there's another bull run on the way down. I mean, we made 10x, we made a few 10x's on the way up, trading Bitcoin, and now I'm already almost on a 10x on that short. So you can, you can make a lot of money short, and it's high risk. It's definitely high risk. You need to know what you're doing. You need to have strict risk management. You can't go just chasing dumps. If you're trying to short dumps, the odds are you're going to lose. The reason it's so hard to short is because you're supposed to short when everyone's bullish, not when everyone's bearish, right? Which is counterintuitive to short at those points. So yeah, really, really interesting. One thing I will say, guys, a lot of accounts we're talking about the MVRV this cycle, and I think this is why a lot of people got wrecked this cycle. Everybody was waiting for Bitcoin to come into this red zone. I saw a lot of accounts saying, you know, none of the top of the market indicators have flashed. I mean, that's a red flag for me already, right? When people are talking about specific signals to sell, it's not like we all just get this green light that flashes in crypto and says, hey guys, it's time to sell, it's time to take profit, we're all going to be rich together. You know, Eric Trump said it's going to be incredible, and we haven't hit the MVRV yet. A lot of people were looking at this MVRV. Dr. Profit here posted, whenever we hit the red region on the MVRV, Bitcoin saw its top. Now check the MVRV level, that is slightly above the level of 2. This is far away from the top level. So, you know, Dr. Profit here was waiting for the MVRV to come into the red. Miles here posted MVRV market value, realized value. The Z-score is currently sitting at 3, below 6 last cycle peak. This metric suggests that there's still a lot of room to run, right? So again, everyone was looking at this level of it coming back into this level. DZ, Bitcoin MVRV, not even close to a sell signal yet. This was October 8th, so it's actually quite close to the top of the market. 58k followers, and it was looking to go back into that red zone before taking any profits. Mark Moss, again, 179k followers, pretty established trader. This looks like more like 2016, bullish stroke mid-cycle, not euphoric. So again, looking to come back into this red zone. This was one of the favorites across crypto. A lot of people were waiting for it to come into this red zone. Market hasn't topped until the MVRV score is around 6. So again, everyone waiting to come back into this red zone to sell. Thomas Young, 21k followers, waiting to come back into the red zone. The score is still below 2. Major top doesn't happen until we go into this. Do you see what I mean? Do you know why this? You see why this like was a red flag to me? There were so many people looking at this MVRV saying that, you know, the market hasn't topped until we come into this zone. Edgy, 305,000 followers. Previous cycles on that MVRV, we're still quite far away. I'm thinking we top next year. Not in 2025. So now even dates are getting extended into 2006, and people are starting to say this time's different. There's no more 4-year cycle, which usually happens around the end of the market. I feel like I haven't seen anyone else talk about this, but I feel like we were one of the first channels in the space to actually call out this MVRV with a pattern that I saw. Just watch this. I'm biased. I want the market to rally, but I'm also realistic, and I know that the market market's about to come to an end. So I don't want to be that sucker who sits and holds his bag all the way down to the yellow, orange, red again, right? Because I know the next phase after green is yellow, orange, red, yellow, orange, red, yellow, orange, red, bear market, bear market, bear market, right? This is actually the area, the danger zone where historically we crash. And, you know, I don't want to be that sucker that holds. But, you know, this chart, I don't like it. They're saying that when we come into the red, is historically the top of the market. We can clearly see there's a trend here, you know, trend into the downside. You can't draw on this. So what I've done is I've put it over here. So if we go and draw on this, and I mean, look, you could literally draw this, right? You could literally draw this chart and you have descending triangle. And we're at resistance on this MVRV. We're at resistance. I'm not saying that we're not going to go back into the red. I'm just saying there's a clear pattern here, which I don't see anyone talking about. And this actually lines up with a lot of our other signals that this might actually be the top of the market. And what if everyone is expecting us to go into this red and they're looking at Cathie Wood saying this is where we're all going to sell? You know, I don't like these signs where everyone says this is where we're all going to sell. This is where the top is, and we all make money. Look, it happened the last 2 times. We are clearly dropping each cycle. You know, we're clearly descending lower and lower and lower. I'm not saying that this is going to spike up. I'm just saying we have confluence, right? I'm a trader. I look for confluence. I look for different patterns. I look for repeating patterns that we see. There's so many repeating patterns that, you know, it's almost embarrassing right now, right? That people are saying higher, 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 FOMO, FOMO, FOMO. So we see this same pattern playing out here. What I'm interested in on this chart, I'm not really interested in these peaks. Yes, I'll look at these peaks and we can draw these chart lines and hey, you know, maybe this is more confluence that we're close to the top of the market. I'm really interested in the bear market, right? You only have to get 2 things right: buy in the bear market, sell in the bull run. We also have the SMC bot, right? So, you know, historically, the SMC bot is not going to go into the BTC is not going to go into another bull run without us seeing a buy signal from the SMC bot. So buy signal down here, buy signal down here, buy signal down here. And the sell signal is always going to come late. It's a lagging indicator, so forget the sell signal. If I'm looking at sells, it's usually on the weekly. I'll look at the weekly time frame. If we get a sell on the weekly, yeah, I'll be quite concerned about that. You know, that will be confluence for me to start opening shorts. But on the monthly time frame, phenomenal for buys. And you know, I've drawn out this potential pattern here that I'm kind of looking for as we go into the next cycle. What I can tell you is that most people will be greedy. Most people will hold for higher and higher, and a lot of them will sell. You know, when we break the bull run trend line, they'll sell down here, you know, 80s, 80, 90K, 70K. And when that starts, it really can get aggressive. And a lot of people will sell down the bottom. Usually it's retail that sell at the bottom. But like I say, we're seeing a different cycle. We're seeing retail actually start to sell when ETH hits all-time high and when BTC hits all-time high. We're starting to see them take profits. It's there's definitely a shift happening. And, you know, it's quite funny. It's actually institutions and companies who are not familiar with Bitcoin and market cycles who are FOMOing in, you know, when historically all the indicators are saying that we're about to tank here. And it's the companies who might become the new retail. Just as we were buying in the tariff dip, right? It was the institutions and companies who weren't buying. They were not buying at historically one of the best times to buy. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make sense. The retail have become smart money. So yeah, as you can see, guys, I believe we were one of the first channels to call out that MVRV and see that downward sloping resistance. So people were waiting for this to spike to the upside, but you can see here the returns were clearly diminishing over time, and it lined up with the other indicators that we were looking at for a potential top as well. And it seems like we have topped, guys, and we're now going into a confirmed bear market. Some people say we've not had a bull run. I would argue different. I mean, if we didn't have a bull run, what on earth was this? Like, what on earth was this? I don't even know how much we made on Casper. It was like a 30x or a 40x, like 3,000, 4,000%. Those are insane gains, guys. Like, we got into some of these things in the bear market, like 50 million market cap. I think it went to multiple billions of market cap. I put it here long term, 30 to 60x, and it definitely went over 30x from our entry. I just feel like people didn't take profits. Like, who was taking profits back here, right? Everyone was frothing at the mouth. And, this is Casper to $1, Casper to $5. Even I myself thought it could be possible that it could go to 50 cents. It could go to $1. But what was I doing? I was still taking profits off the table, right? Even though I thought it could go higher, pigs get slaughtered and we want more. And that's a beautiful thing about this space. Most people are going to be greedy. So we know when we're taking profits back here, no one else is really looking at taking profits apart from some smart money, some insiders, some whales. It's often retail that get left holding the bag. Same with render. We done like a 20-25x on render. Bought it in the bear market. Look how early we started to sell. So March 24, it's going to be nearly 2 years ago we started to take profits out. I'm going to do this same thing next cycle. You see, instead of waiting for Q4, Eric Trump said Q4 is going to be incredible, it's going to be amazing. Instead of waiting for Q4, I'm just going to do what we've done this cycle. And imagine if we hadn't have done this. Imagine we hadn't have dollar cost averaged out early. I wouldn't have made the 20x's. I wouldn't have made the 30x's, right? I think render is near our entry today. I don't even know what it is, but I think it might even be near $1, guys, today. And it probably will come below our entry. So imagine holding render all the way down for 3 years and it goes to 0.2, right? Not only have you lost out on a 25x, you've actually made a loss, which is disgusting. So I'm going to do the same next cycle. Let's say the new bull run starts in, October or August next year, right? Let's say I hit my target 3 months later, I will sell my crypto. That's something we've done different to a lot of the other channels. A lot of the other channels have said, we're just getting started, the bull run's coming, Q4, MVRV hasn't hit yet, and the market's not over until the MVRV tops. I mean, all I had to do is dollar cost average out. I think a lot of accounts, and they're probably going to do the same thing. Don't forget how many followers some of these people have, right? They have hundreds of thousands of followers. We only have a few thousand followers, which is why we can be open and honest about this thing, because it's not really going to affect us, right? It's that's just me being honest, right? That's just me being honest. Maybe if I had 200,000, 300,000 followers, I wouldn't be saying the things I'm saying, because then it wouldn't work, right? It would become a self-fulfilling prophecy if too many people were started to sell early. But I'm going to do the same next cycle, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. If we hit 10, 20x in the first 6 months of the bull run, I'll sell my crypto and switch to trading again. Like, I've hit my target, right? If I'm trying to turn 1 million to 100 million over 12 years, I only need to do a 10x 3 times. And if you think about it, when an altcoin's down 90%, 95%, when something's come down from $1 to a cent to 1 cent, you only need it to go to 10 cents to hit a 10x. You don't need it to go back to $1. That's the dream that sucks a lot of people in, right? They hold for $1, they hold for higher. 89.3 now. Damn, we are coming down fast. So I'm going to do the same next cycle, guys. I'm going to sell early. We had a really good run. We're nearly #1 on Patreon finance now, which is crazy, because we only started YouTube a few years ago, and we're nearly #1 on Patreon. So big up all of the SMC community. Big up everyone supporting. I think we're probably going to cap it at 1,000 members. So, when we get to 1,000 members, we definitely won't need any more members than that. I think I'm going to lock it off at 1,000 members. I love to chat to you guys, and I want to be involved and engaged with you guys. So I think we will cap it at 1,000. If I am going to do that, I'll make an announcement about it. I don't think we'll hit 1,000 until next cycle, but when we go into next bull run, we definitely will hit 1,000 members. So yeah, big up the SMC community. We've actually killed it this cycle. We took profits from our altcoins. We went into quantum, so we took some profits in January in the second altcoin pump. Back when we were in extreme greed, we went into quantum. We made some decent gains there. Quantum went crazy. I think we done 300-400% on quantum. The BTC long, when Trump won, we took some crazy longs there. I think I made 250k on that. And now we're printing on these shorts, right? We're absolutely killing it. Look at my account now, 135 plus 50 floating P&L. Absolutely insane. ETH is 152% in profit now. XRP 186% in profit. If we come down to our target, guys, we're cleaning up. We're absolutely cleaning up. I might even make, if I get the next 2 trades right, so I'm looking to take profits from some of these shorts when we hit my target, and then I'm looking to long the dead cat bounce and then short that dead cat bounce. If I get those trades right, I can flip this to over $1 million in probably 3 or 4 months. So you might even watch me do it live on the YouTube channel, guys. So don't forget to like and subscribe on the video, so you don't miss out on any of these updates. But we might even do it live. It's very hard to do this, right? It's very hard to make these kind of calls. Notice that I wasn't saying on the video, I wasn't saying we could go up, we could go down. I was literally saying we have all of the signs that we're about to go into a bear market here, right? It looks like everything's going to crash. And especially this one is embarrassing. And we have so many charts that almost are embarrassing, right? Buy green, sell red, buy green, sell red, buy green, sell red. It's actually scary how many people have still not sold and are buying. They're buying the dip here. They're buying the dip in the red. Like, you could give this to a 12-year-old and you could say, hey, buddy, look, press the buy button here, press the sell button here, and that 12-year-old would outperform probably a lot of people in the space. There is no excuse when you've got it this easy. The scary thing is we're going to go back into yellow. We're going to go back into green, and people will get watch how many people get bearish when we come into the green. It's really hard to believe because they're more bullish up here. They're buying in the 90Ks, the 95Ks here. They're more bullish in the red than they are in the green. You won't believe it. I had to sit through and watch it myself. I had one account. It's probably one of the largest accounts on X. I won't mention their name. I watched them in the green zone this cycle. This cycle just gone. I watched them say, I think this time's different. I think we're going into a 2 or 3 year bear market. 2 or 3 years. And every bear market's lasted 12 months. And they said 2 or 3 years. It's so insane to see. I don't know whether they get overly emotional. Maybe they sold their bags at a loss and it's just like the pain of selling at a loss down here just took them out. And they're like, yeah, crypto's dead. This isn't coming back. It's insane. And it's also beautiful at the same time because if we can understand the average person's mental and how psychology works, we can leverage it. And not only that, we don't even need to leverage it. We've got all the on-chain data, right? I'm paying thousands of dollars to see this activity. And we could see retail was selling. We could see Bhutan, great. We were literally looking at Bhutan's government wallet. And they were selling, very good trader. It's going to be interesting to see when Bhutan buys because they have been swing trading so well. I don't know who is the swing trader over there, but shout out to you because you have been absolutely nailing it. We could see that retail was selling even when the price was going up. So Tom Lee was saying buy. Ethereum's going to 12K. It's gonna skyrocket. I think he even said 62K as a price target. And retail are just dumping on the institutions. I'm so happy that the retail done that because it's about time that the little man made some money on some of these institutions in Wales. They sat and tried to pitch everyone the dream. It's going to 12K, 20K, 50K, and no one brought it up. They just started dumping on you as soon as ETH hit 4K, 5K. So the institutions, the companies, Grant Cardone, I think, sold his house to buy at the top. All of these guys, Andrew Tate, all these guys are getting dumped on by retail. I absolutely love it, guys. I can't lie. I really love it. We've kind of outperformed a lot of the institutions this cycle. We've outperformed a lot of the smart money. These indicators are phenomenal for buying the bottom. We did have some luck here. This could have spiked, right? We did have some luck here. But also the data has been phenomenal. The data for buying the bottom, the game for buying the bottom is so much easier than selling the top. Like, we've done very well. Oh, my days, 89.2 now. We've done very well to short close to the top of this market, right, and make these gains. We've done very well. We've done very well to keep them open as well. We've taken some profits, but we've still got a lot open. I've got some big size on some other exchanges as well. We've done very well to get into these shorts. Hopefully, we can time the profit taken to the T. as I've talked about, I think we're going to repeat last cycle. I think we're going to complete the death cross. What happened last cycle, we came down like 20-25%. I think we're going to be somewhere around that. Obviously, there's institutions here now, but look at the institutions selling. Just because the institutions bought doesn't mean they won't sell. They can sell just as much as they bought, especially if the stock market tries to scare them out. So if we come down to our targets, we take some profits. I'm really excited for this bear market, guys. I'm really excited for this bear market. It's so easy to buy the bottom of the bear market. It's so easy. I'm gonna stop probably talking about when I'm buying on the channel, just because obviously the altcoins that we're going to be buying are going to get front run if we start talking about we want to buy this at $3. Everyone's going to buy it at $4 or whatever. I mean, we're still quite small, but word of mouth can go around. So, you're probably gonna get less as we get closer to me buying. It's going to be a long way away from here, so obviously I'm still going to be doing content. I think what I'm going to do on the channel is we're going to do a lot of educational videos, because I know a lot of you don't have enough money to join the group. It's like $40, $50 a month. So what we're going to do is do lots of educational videos on the channel, so you guys can get set up and ready for the next cycle. Because I still think we're going to have a good cycle. I think it's going to be a lot harder. I think it's going to be, if you think this cycle was hard, this cycle was easy. I think it's going to get very, very hard next cycle. Think what happened this cycle. You had an ETF, easy, just long Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. You had President Trump shilling a potential strategic reserve. That reserve never came, right? Buy Bitcoin, long Bitcoin into the news, sell Bitcoin. Trump launched a meme coin, buy early, sell it, short it afterwards, right? It's been relatively easy. A lot of altcoins got wrecked. It was relatively easy for BTC. I think it's not going to be as easy for BTC, because you don't have three massive catalysts like an ETF, the pro crypto SEC, etc. But there is a couple of catalysts that we potentially have next cycle for Bitcoin. It's not going to be as easy as this cycle. Altcoins are going to be very hard. I still think many altcoins are going to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x. And hopefully, I can get allocated into those in a market crash. But I won't buy altcoins unless BTC bottoms. So when Bitcoin bottoms, that's when I'm planning to buy altcoins. I don't have specific targets for altcoins. As you guys know, I try to get as close as I can to the Bitcoin bottom before building my portfolio, and then I kind of dollar cost averaging quite heavy as we get close to a bottom, because the bottom indicators have been so phenomenal. And we also have the SMC bar. We have Nansen. We're tracking the smart money. We're tracking the cabal. We're tracking the insiders, and I think that's really going to help us smash the bottom this cycle. How low will Bitcoin go this year? So Kalshi actually posted that it could potentially drop to 74,000. So traders are starting to price in that Bitcoin could be 74,000 this year. These prediction markets have been so accurate this cycle. They've been insanely accurate, and it's good to see that it's starting to line up with our targets, right? It's starting to line up with our targets. It's very close in this range here, which I've not really heard anyone talking about. I heard some traders say 94K is the floor. I've seen 92K is the floor. I've seen 90K is the floor. We're probably going to hear it all the way down, right? 87K is the floor. 83K is the floor. And then they'll start to say, guys, you should manage your risk management. And you'll see people starting to say, guys, maybe this time's different. And they'll start to get bearish down here, right? They'll start to get bearish around the 72, 73K. And this is where I'd be looking to long short term, right? I'm not flipping bullish, guys. I won't be flipping bullish at all this cycle. Why? We have a sell signal from the SMC bot. We are in a confirmed bear market. Happy days. Congratulations. There is no need to be. Look at the yellow topping candle as well. Insane. Imagine we get this next cycle as well. Imagine we get this yellow topping candle next cycle. Here's the scam wick. Here's your final shakeout scam wick. This is where we were longing. We got lucky on this scam wick because they could have rugged it here, but they sent a final short squeeze up, which we were long in. I took my big short at 123, and then it ended up closing it, and then I got back. I think I got back in at about 110. I'm annoyed that I took profits on that big short. I can't remember what news they brought out, but they rugged it with some news, and then the price ended up tanking. But yeah, we got a confirmed sell. Yeah, we're in a bear market, and now I'm looking for that big two trades. I don't know when. It might change as well, guys. I know I'm saying 72 to 74. Look, if I see the cabal all of a sudden taking long positions and buying the dip at 87k, maybe I take the long at 87k, right? This could change. This is just based on the data I have right now. I'm looking at this range for a relief rally bounce, and I'm gonna talk about. I'll talk about the trade after we take it. I don't want everyone to front run me on the bounce to the upside, but I think I know roughly where I'm gonna take that as well. Yeah. So guys, none of the information in this video is financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all of your money investing in anything. I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research first. Let me know, what are you doing? Are you short right now? Are you printing? What do you think? Where do you think Bitcoin's going to bounce here? Where's the bottom? I want to hear your where you think the bottom's going to be for Bitcoin. I want to hear your predictions for 2026. Do you think we're going to 60k? Do you think we're going to 50k? The actual technical target is 35k. I think it's 30 to 35k. If we repeat history, which we've been doing a lot, right? We've been doing a lot. If we repeat history and we come down 75% from the all-time high, it just so happens to be 75% to 30k, 35k, 30k. So yeah, history technically says we're coming here, and a smart trader would probably argue that it's always worth having some cash just in case, right? It's always worth having. There's no point going 100% in sometimes in markets, because if you go 100% in here and it comes down to 35k, you're going to wish you had money to buy that dip, let me tell you. And if we touch this level, best believe I'm putting on the biggest long I've ever put in my life. 30k is a big ask. I mean, we done 75%. We didn't quite have the institutional investment that we had last cycle. So 35k is a big ask. Is it possible? Absolutely. Like, there's probably a high chance that we could come down to 35k. I say high as in maybe 20%, 15%, 30%. Is it likely? I don't think so. I don't think we can get down that low, especially with how much these institutions and companies are dollar cost averaging in. They're not really, some of these companies aren't big swing traders, especially pension funds. They're not real big swing traders, and they just dollar cost average, which might change the drawdown slightly. I don't think it's going to change it massively, but it might change the drawdown slightly. But the indicators will tell us when we've bottomed, right? So we don't have to worry really about this. We can use this as confluence, but we don't really have to worry about this. When we're buying the bottom, it's the indicators that will drive it. Too many people are looking at this level as well. If we even get close to it, I think it potentially gets front run. It's going to be cool. I mean, I'm greedy, right? I really want this to come down here. I want to buy a lot of Bitcoin, so I really want this to come down here. I'm just being realistic, and I don't know if we will be able to get down that low. Guys, that's it for now. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Before you go, if you want to join us, if you want to jump in the Discord, head over to my X, search this one, not the top one, click this link, and you can get in the group with us in the Discord. You can see my buy and sell alerts, what we're trading, what trades I'm taking. You can see the SMC bot for yourself, so you can get all these buy and sell signals in your own trading views on whatever you're looking at, Tesla, Nvidia, stocks, currencies, any crypto. Just search the crypto and it's going to give you buy and sell signals on those altcoins. Yeah, that's it for now.